Hello everyone, my name is Tanzila Ahmed and the topic of my presentation is Importance of Personal Hygiene in Food Service. Personal hygiene is crucial in food service because it helps prevent foodborne illnesses. These illnesses can occur due to bacteria, virus, or any other parasites. Proper hygiene practices helps to reduce the risk of contamination. There are many regulations and governing bodies that contain all the policies, regulations, and rules to learn about food safety. These regulations are Ontario Food Premises Regulations, Food Safety and Quality Act, Health Protection and Promotion Act, Public Health Ontario, Canadian Food Inspection Agency, and local public health units. In personal hygiene, the most important and the first step is hand washing techniques. All food service staff should deeply wash their hands before handling food, after using the restroom, after handling raw food, and even before sneezing and coughing and after touching any contaminated or dirty surfaces. This is because to prevent the spread of germs and contamination. Use soap and water for 20 seconds, scrub all parts of your hand, rinse thoroughly, and dry with clean towel. Next technique is wearing clean uniform and protective gloves. All food handlers should wear clean uniforms and protective gloves to avoid contamination from dirty clothing. They should do regular laundering of uniforms, wearing aprons, and changing into clean uniforms before each shift. Personal hygiene, the next important thing to do is to wear hair restraints and personal grooming. All food service workers involved in the preparation, cooking, serving of food should wear hair nets, hats, and keeping hair tied back to prevent hair and dandruff from contaminating food. Staff should do regular grooming to maintain cleanliness. It includes keeping hair, nails, and skin clean and well maintained. It also involves practicing regular bathing, keeping beard trimmed, and avoiding strong perfumes that can affect food. All food handlers should have a correct use and changing of gloves during washing, preparing, cooking, or cleaning and washing of food tables and dishes. Change gloves after handling raw food, after touching surfaces like door handles, and after sneezing and coughing. All the kitchen staff should try their best to avoid cross-contamination to maintain food safety and prevent foodborne illnesses. They should keep the raw food separate from the cooked food, use different cutting boards for different food types, and clean surfaces and utensils regularly. There should be policies for reporting illness to prevent the sick workers from handling food and spreading illness. Clear guidelines for reporting symptoms, staying home when ill, and do proper documentation. After recovery, they need to wear masks and gloves while working in the kitchen and sanitize hands regularly. All food handlers should avoid wearing any jewelry like rings, watches, earrings, and bracelets as they can come into direct contact with food and surfaces, increasing the risk of contamination. Keeping nails short and clean is crucial in food service. Long nails can harbor dirt, bacteria, and pathogens that are difficult to remove through standard hand washing. Additionally, long nails can break and fall into the food. Also avoid wearing artificial nails and nail polish to maintain hygiene standards. There should be regular training sessions on the importance of personal hygiene to maintain high hygiene standards and keep up with best practices. Educate staff on the importance of repetitive hand washing, changing gloves, hand sanitizing, wearing masks, and clean uniforms. Supervisors should conduct spot checks to ensure staff is taking care of personal hygiene properly and following all protocols of cleanliness to avoid any food contamination and foodborne illnesses. Poor personal hygiene can lead to contamination of food with harmful bacteria, viruses, and other pathogens. It can occur through direct contact with food or indirectly through surfaces, utensils, and equipment. When food handlers do not maintain proper hygiene practices, it could spread foodborne illnesses such as norovirus, salmonella, and E. coli. In case of any outbreaks in any food service restaurant or any food service hotels or food service areas, consumers at highest risk of illness from contaminated food. They can suffer from food poisoning, which can range from mild discomfort to severe life-threatening conditions. Poor hygiene among staff can lead to outbreaks of illness within the workplace, affecting employees' health and ability to work. The reputation and financial health of a food service establishment can be severely damaged by reports of poor hygiene and subsequent foodborne illness outbreaks. Legal liabilities and finances can also be significant. Regulatory bodies establish health and safety standards that food service establishments must follow to ensure proper hygiene. These include requirements for hand washing, use of personal protective equipment, employee health, and cleanliness of facilities. These are important for public health protection, to fulfill legal obligations, and to maintain the integrity and reputation of the businesses. Key pieces of legislation govern hygiene practices in food service. In Canada, these include Food and Drug Act, Safe Food for Canadian regulations, provincial and territorial health regulations. Regular inspection and the role of supervisors. Conduct daily and routine inspections to ensure that hygiene practices are being followed. These include checking hand washing stations, ensuring the use of personal protective equipment, and verify overall cleanliness. Supervisors should use checklists to perform compliance checks and document the results. These records can be used to identify the areas of improvement and track progress. Supervisors should prepare for health inspections by ensuring that all hygiene practices meet or exceed regulatory standards. These include conducting internal audits and addressing any potential issues before an official inspection. Supervisors should involve employees in developing and maintain hygiene standards, encourage them to provide feedback for improvement. Benefits of food personal hygiene in food service includes minimize contamination, healthier customers, legal adherence and successful inspection, enhance reputation and trust, and provide customer confidence and positive reviews, improve employee health by reducing illness and increase their morale, reduce waste caused by contamination and spoiled food that increase operational efficiency, leading to cost saving. The challenges and solutions. Inconsistent compliance among staff. Staff may not consistently follow hygiene protocols due to the lack of awareness, training, or motivation. Frequent turnover can lead to gaps in training and inconsistent adherence to hygiene standards. Busy work environment and high workloads may lead employees to neglect hygiene practices such as hand washing and equipment sanitization. Solutions are as follows. Provide ongoing training to all the staff to emphasize the importance of personal hygiene and its impact on food safety. Schedule regular breaks for staff to practice personal hygiene and ensure that the workload is evenly distributed. Pair new employees with experienced mentors who can guide them in maintaining proper hygiene practices. Monitoring and enforcement to identify the area of improvement and take corrective actions immediately. Personal hygiene in food service prevents foodborne illnesses, ensures regulatory compliance, and maintains business reputation. Essential hygiene practices include frequent hand washing, sanitation of equipment and surfaces, and maintain clean workplaces. Poor hygiene can cause health hazards, legal issues, and damage to the establishment reputation. Training, meetings, food safety standards, and proper documentation is mandatory for compliance. Supervisors lead by example, provide training, monitor compliance, and enforce hygiene practices. Regular training, effective communication, effective monitoring, employee incentives, and addressing in resources address hygiene challenges. Finally, I would like to ask some of the few questions from my presentation. Question number 1. Why is proper and frequent hand washing important in food service? What are some personal hygiene practices that prevent cross-contamination? And the last is, how can supervisors ensure staff adherence to hygiene standards? I thank you all.